This is 1 degree. Ah, what a camp. Look at this spot. Just look, I've got to do it again. Look at this. Ah, come on. Pizza is ready. Welcome back everybody to another camping with Tony from AB Camping. And today we are going to be hot tenting. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's going to get really cold. I guess it's about 5 degrees centigrade now. I'm going to pitch up this massive tent that I've got. It's called a RBM Panda Hot Tent Medium. So I've got to get this thing out. It's 30 kilos. It's in the back here. I'm going to pitch it up here. I've got a stove to go with it, the RBM Camus stove. We're going to enjoy some good food, chilled out company, no rain this time, just freezing cold. Very cold tonight. It's going to get down to -4, -5, but we'll be toasty warm and hopefully we'll have a good time. So let's get this tent out and let's get this thing set up. It's a beast. Alright, and it comes with, it's got a bunch of pegs. I haven't had a chance to open this thing yet because it's so massive. Pegs and guy lines. And the bag for the rain fly. It's got its own hammer, so I'm going to try and use everything that comes with the tent rather than my own stuff this time. I want to use their pegs. It's got a little hammer, like a multi-tool. This is kind of cool. A multi-tool, Japanese multi-tool. Pegs and guys. I don't know what the rest of this stuff is. It looks like it's got some see-through windows. Yep. And it's got a rain fly. But it's not going to rain at all. Whether I set the rain fly up or not, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I've got to haul it over to where I want to set it up. And the one big thing about this tent is it's inflatable, so we've got to pump it up. So let's get it where it's going to go and the angle that I want it. And let's proceed from there. So my aspect is going to be sort of at an angle so I can look out at the mountains, have the protection of these trees from the wind. And yeah, there's enough overhang to protect me from most stuff. So as I say, I haven't had a chance to take this out of the pack, but I would advise that you always check first that everything is there. This is a case of do as I say, not necessarily as I do. I'm hoping there's a pump in here. If there isn't, then this is already over. Yep, here we go, here's the pump. So the guys at RBM sent me this. It's the same brand as the other hot tent I used a while back on Mars on the tops. Go and check that one out. But this is just a different style of tent, much bigger, much more family oriented, less rugged. I don't think this is designed for massive storms. It should be good enough for what we need. Okay, it looks like there's some spares. So there's a valve here. More pegs. And every single peg is wrapped in plastic. But good pegs. Very good pegs. Another little bag. Looks like a repair kit. Okay, so it's got repair kit with glue, just in case you cut the pack. Very good. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with here. I've looked online to see how to set it up. Watch the videos. Wow, this is thick. Very thick floor. Got to remember how to pack this up as well. Okay, it looks like the door is here. Yeah, this must be the front door here. I can't see a door anywhere else. Oh no, here it is. This is the front door. This is the biggest one. That's obviously a rear door, rear vent. Okay, so we're going to turn this around because I want the door facing outwards. This thing's a beast. I've got to work out how to pump this up yet. Okay, now here seems to be where you pump it up. I'm going to close it all. Because really you want the doors closed when you pump these things up. It is so rugged, this thing. The other reason to close it all up is so that bugs don't get in. Although it's so cold, I can't believe there's going to be many insects around here. Okay, I think that's about it. Right, we need to find if there's another valve or if it's just the one valve. All right, looks like it's just this one valve here. All right, I guess we get pumping, she said. Okay. Many attachments. So a lot of these have a deflate mode as well. This one doesn't seem to. And it's got a PSI reading, so it goes to 7 PSI. You should ideally do. All right, and then I need to find out which attachment. Okay, there's one with a red slot on it here. Let's try that one. One-way valve. I think it takes 2 minutes to pump up. Okay. All right, that's in. Let's get pumping. I think this is going to be hot work. Wow, that was pretty cool. I think we'll get up to 7 psi. So we're at 6 psi. Okay, I can hear an emergency release valve, just letting some air out somewhere. I can hear air coming out. I think if you overinflate it, it releases some air, just to protect it. That sound has stopped. Okay, we definitely don't need the rainfly. Look at this thing. This is a work of art. I tell you what, RBM, everything they produce seems to be solid, amazing kit. This thing, and it's a palace inside, proper windows. I don't even know if I'm going to bother pegging it out. Maybe I won't peg the bottom out, but I'll peg these straps out. So let's do that. Got mesh windows here. So that's where these windows go on. Okay, so there are clear windows that I could put on it as well. And there's windows at the front. Okay, let's put the clear windows on. Okay, it's possible I'm going to regret saying that. I could do it with my son here, who is 6'6". Looks like it's going to be a door. What's this one? Does it look big enough? Yeah, this one. Okay. Oh, this might be a bit too complicated. I see a zipper up there that you've got to attach it to. Okay, so I do see a zipper. Got to get this the right way around. So it's going to hook into there, and then it will zip all the way around. So I've just got to reach this zip up here. Yeah. Bit tricky. Okay, got it. Look at this thing. This is amazing. What a piece of kit. And then I think it's attached by Velcro at the top. Yes, it is. Okay. And you can fold this up. You know what, being able to lean on it, that's something you can't do with poles. So many advantages to inflatable tents. Okay. This is amazing. You know what, the other hot tent, their other one, which is stormproof, I didn't really like it. It's a good bit of kit, but it just wasn't for me. This, I can already tell I'm gonna love. Absolutely, definitely gonna love this. Look at that. What's not to like? Now I've got a window inside. All right, let's peg the outsides down. Okay, pegs. Definitely unpack this thing at home so you don't have to deal with all the plastic. Okay, so what we want to do is, these little flaps come out and they do add, I guess, a fair amount of rigidity. So worth having. I don't need to peg the bottom of it out. Yep, good hammer. Good hammer. Well, some sort of tool just came flying out of it. I think it's a spark. I think it's a ferro rod. Just came flying out the tool. Okay, so it's got a ferro rod. Oh yeah, I see. Wow. Oh, okay, I didn't have it clicked in. Okay. Right, pegs. I like this little hammer. Okay. Tighten that up a bit. Do I need to peg this bottom bit out? I guess I could. Okay, I'm going to peg the bottom out just to get it really taut. Let's use the butt shot. One more peg in the back, and I think, oh, and there's a couple more to do at the front as well. It's a lot of pegs. Bumblebee. So bumblebees like blue. Right, let's peg the front out. There is also one up here, but I don't think we'll be needing that. And there's also a vent there. Now the instructions for this tent space say specifically it's okay for 0 degrees and up, not below 0. Well, we're going to be below 0 tonight. The only reason I think they say that is because it's an inflatable tent, and I guess maybe the air will seep out. Don't know. Right, let's do the back. All right, that's all the pegging that I'm going to do. Again, if I thought it was going to get really windy, there's so many guy lines I could use. Yeah. So you'll note this side doesn't have that window on the top. Instead, this is the stove jack. So the stovepipe is going to go through here. But enough of that. Let's go have a look inside. Just tighten these all up. Get nice and taut. Okay. Yeah, I like this little tool. I like the pegs. Awesome stuff. Okay, let's roll the front door up. Wow, I can already see in there, it's a palace. I might have to call it very soon and say, this could be the most excited I've ever been about a tent. Those are big words. Of course, we don't know if it's waterproof. It does have a rainfly though, which is waterproof. I can see from the material, but this canvas isn't waterproof. So you would need to use the rainfly. Now mine came with the rainfly. They sent it to me. They sent me this for free to test out. I don't know if they all come with the rainfly. I'm assuming they do. Just look at the quality of this thing. Wow. You know, I think yeah. Is this the door? Is this a door for the front? No. I don't think it is. Maybe I should have looked at the instructions for this. Or maybe it's for the back. Oh, it's for the back. Okay, yeah, because there's a couple of windows at the back as well. So I think this is a back door. But that's okay, I don't need that. I don't need to see behind. So we'll put that out of the way for now. Let's go in. Oh my God, it's enormous. I can't believe this thing. And it looks like a house. Okay. One problem. Okay. One problem is a quality control issue. Let me show you. Let me bring you in close so you can see. This is a quality control issue that I'll speak to them about. But you see there, and you see the other side, there's no toggle. No toggle. Whereas on this side, there's a toggle. So I'm gonna have to tie that in a knot. That's a shame. I mean, it's very minor, but it is the door, which means it's not gonna be quick release. What I can do is use a peg. I'll use a peg and hold the door open with that. Now, I didn't see a spare toggle in the kit, but they've been very responsive when I've asked them anything. So let's fold this door up. Like so, and then drop a peg in to lock it in place. like so. I'd rather not have to do this, but that's the only way. Okay. Wow, holy moly. Oh, and this window makes such a difference. I can see the van. Is there a clothesline in here? Yep, clothesline. Now, that's pretty cool. Stove is ready for the stove jack to go up there. Yeah, this is awesome. This is so cool. Let me give you a tour in there with the other camera. So look at this. You can see what I mean about the issue I had here, but I've sorted it. Look at my window. It's massive. And the beauty of it is you can open it up from inside and vent it and everything else. This is the clothesline I was talking about. I mean, you'd want to tighten it a bit. It's a bit loose at the moment. Back door with mesh, windows. So all of this you can replace with, well, I guess you can replace it with the window that it comes with. And in fact, if I have a look out here, yeah, there's a fold up door, but I might open it. We'll see. There are sandflies around. We've got a cable vent here. This must be the emergency release. So that's what I heard hissing. So you can't overinflate. So this is for a cable, electrical cable to come in. There's usually a stove jack, a stove vent in these things. Doesn't seem to be one in this. But it has got a window, mesh window, and there's another mesh window down here. One pocket and a pocket in that corner. Not many pockets, to be honest. Could probably do some more, but I'm just being pedantic here. And this window, wow. And then yeah, there's the stove jack. So let's get the stove in here, because it's cold in here. So maybe, let me turn this around this way. It's cold in here, so maybe we get the fire cranking, get it warmed up. But there's so much room. I've got to think about which way I'm going to sleep in here. Probably lengthways, and just look out. Look at my view. Look at that. Come on. Wow. What an epic spot. And here's the little track that I just drove in. The little road. This is an epic tent. All right, I'm gonna just open up the back here. Make sure everything's tight. Yep. You don't want to over tighten it, but you do want it fairly taut. There we go, that's better. The canvas might stretch a bit overnight. So these little toggles, this is a vent. This is an air vent up here. So I need to fold these doors out the way somehow. Oh yeah, you see that this has got the toggle on. I could move the toggle to the other side, but yeah. So fold these doors and I'm done. And then I'll bring in the stove. So let's get on with that. I'll bring the stove in next. Now, this thing comes with this beautiful chest. It's amazing. It does come with a bag as well, but I like this because I use it as a table once I'm in there. So, yeah, beautiful. Let's get it in there. Okay, so this is just to protect the canvas. But this floor must be already proof because it doesn't have a pad under it. Okay. I'll put the legs up. All right, now, interestingly, this chimney doesn't line up with this if I had it like that, so I've got to do it like this. I guess the chimney's going to be coming out at a bit of an angle because it's the wrong way around. So yeah, here's the problem. The front door and the chimney will not go through this because this is way back. I think this is designed for the smaller wood stove. Okay, so what I need to do is work out how to do this. It's probably going to be safer to go like this then. The only thing that would concern me is this mesh, the tent fabric, but I won't get sparks on it. And the front door here to line up so it's not too close to there. I think that's all I can do. Again, it's probably not their fault. It's that this is what they've sent me, the bigger stove. And I think it might just be too big to line up with this chimney. Oh well. They probably sell an adapter, so you can have it like this and then it goes at an angle. I don't have that adapter. I don't think that's gonna no, there's no way that's gonna work. It's gonna put too much pressure on this. I have to have it like this. I've got no choice, which means I'm going to have to feed it from the front, but I'll get to see the fire. All right, it's not so bad. Okay, let's set this up. Oh yeah. Whew. Yeah, it's not so bad. We'll work it out. We always do. Okay, now you can attach a guy line to the chimney to keep it stable, to make sure the whole thing doesn't fall over in the wind, but that's not going anywhere. That's going to hold, that's fine. I made a mess. Made a mess already. Okay. Peg there. I think we're good. Right, I need to bring the bed in and everything else from the back. So I'm hoping my bed fits. Lengthways. So head up that end by the emergency valve. Pad and pillow. And my Diamond Park 0 degree Fahrenheit bag. Right, I need my pad pump. Don't go anywhere without a flex tail pad pump. These things, they're brilliant for fires, brilliant for your pad. Blow everything up quickly. Right, let's do this. I'll leave you to work out how long it takes to inflate. And this thing is by Big Agnes. I bought this quite a while ago and I've used it a bunch of times. It's beautiful to sleep in. The hands down most comfortable sleep I've ever had. Better than any of those Zenbivy things. So you see in the back, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so on the back, this is a pad attachment system. So all you do is, you hook your pad onto it, like so. See? That goes on the back, and this bit goes on the front, and it's literally, that's it. That's all you do. That's it. There is nothing else to it. You're attached to the pad. You're not going to fall off. Your pillow goes in the insulated hood like so. You've got double zips, zip on each side. Let that loft up. And this thing, it's old school 600 fill. It's not 800 or anything fancy like that. It's old school, but boy is it warm. Extra baffles in the foot box. And then inside, I think I got this on Amazon. So you can see what I mean about the pillow. Pillow goes under here, like that. And then you've got this insulated hood that you put your arms in. So if you're a front sleeper or side sleeper, you can either have your head under there or I like to put my arms in there. You've got a drawer cord. You've got a little pocket here for your phone or whatever to keep that in. Got a massive, massive draft collar. And you can attach two of these things together. If you're getting hot, you can just completely unzip it all the way around. So this zip goes all the way around, and you can vent from both sides. So you can have it off you like a duvet like this. You can sleep like that if you're getting hot, which I guarantee I won't. But look at that. Bed sheet. This is insulated as well, draft collar here. So you don't feel any cold at all in this thing. It is sublime. The Diamond Park, and this is the 0 Fahrenheit one. I'm even tempted to get a 15 degree or 30 degree bag, because this could be a bit of overkill in most conditions. But here I'm going to really appreciate having this warmth. What I'm going to do is zip up this window, because I doubt I want that breeze coming in there. And then tonight I'm going to lie out, look at the stars. Yeah. In fact, I could even, to make it even clearer, because I've got the glass in there, the window, I don't need the bug mesh. Holy moly, that's amazing. What a contrast. You know what I didn't like about the other bag, the other tent, was you couldn't see out, you couldn't see what you were doing. But this thing's got so many windows, it's going to be incredible. And if I wanted to put the window in here, the door, or wherever it goes, maybe it goes at the front. Oh, actually it does go at the front. Then I could have a panoramic view out if it was snowing. But I've got mesh windows, so I don't need it. But if it was snowing or raining, then I would put that window in the front here, be waterproof, and I can still see out. That's all I wanted. And I can see out the back here through the mesh. I can see the trees. Stunning. Let's get this fire lit. As the canvas gets damp, it might stretch a bit. Whoopsie. Oh, I've got a thermometer here. So we'll clip that on just to see what the temperature gets down to tonight. Okay, so I've got two big bags of firewood. And I've got a box of kindling. There's so much wood around though. I didn't really need to bring any of this stuff, but I figured, hey ho, let's do it anyway. Okay, I don't think we need the peg bag and pump bag anymore. Alright, we've got our supply of wood, which is nicely dry. I don't want it to be outside and get wet. I'll bring it in. Okay, I need my fire lighting gear. Got to put all this tent away soon. Right, I've got lots of fire lighters. I've got a new lighter here as well to use. So grab a couple of these Well, let's just grab the box. Alright, yeah, so this is a bit of a pain. They've got to feed everything at the front here. I'll ask them about that. I'm sure the smaller stove probably, this is at the back. I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of comments, by the way, saying, oh, I've done it wrong, or do this, or do that, or do this. Look, I'm not stupid. Okay, I'm not a stupid guy. I can do engineering, and I can tell you that this does not fit in this slot unless I push it right up against it, which you just wouldn't do. You would not do. They do a smaller stove, which I'm sure does fit. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but look, to put it into perspective for you, just so you can actually see the problem, with the chimney attached, you can see it's got nowhere to go. That is not going to move, okay? So even at an angle, it needs an angle. To use this size stove, you'd have to have a 45-degree bend going through there, and I don't have that. So maybe an oversight, or it's just they gave me too big a stove, I don't know. But it is what it is. Sure, it'll be fine. We'll burn the tent down. Let's get this cranking. So I've used this before. It's got one control at the front. They throw in a little scoop, and it's got an ashtray underneath as well. All handy stuff. Okay. Whoops. All right. Just kindling to begin with. And then I think I can chuck one big one on top. Yeah, I reckon I can get away with that. Okay. You know what? I still haven't worked out how you do this. Hit and miss. I found out that you can burn it off. Oh, should have brought my knife. There we go. Nice big chunky pine. Okay, we'll let that get cranking. We should go outside, see if there's any smoke coming out of this thing yet. Open that vent up full, and I can see it from in here. I just can't see any flame yet. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see if there's any smoke coming out. Look at that. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, the angle, might need to adjust it back just a little bit. How's that? Oh, look at that go. Smoking nicely. Okay, we're laughing. We're in business. I'm so happy. Right, I've got to get my chair set up. and a few other things and get my Starlink set up. So I'll bring you back once I've got my chair, Starlink, everything all set up. Bring you back. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so temperature is plummeting really fast. But when I step in here, it's insanely warm. You can't see the flames because I've got this thing turned down to absolute minimum. But I'm going to turn it up now because I want to have a coffee. So I'll open up the vent, and then it should get piping hot in there, and then the glass will clear. So we're going to get a coffee on. I've got my Starlink set up. I've got a spectacular view of the mountains out there. I'll show you everything, my aspects afterwards. I'm just, I've got heat. Oops. Oh, you can hear how hot that is. Got my comfy chair. If I start getting cold, I've got a blanket, but I've got the door wide open. I've also got all the back open here as well. I could actually close that to make it even more piping hot in here. So I just have to unhook this door. And that's it. I've got a vent open up here as well at the back. Just, you know, because you really should. Got this window open, but again, I don't even need this open now. I can shield the back completely. So I'll tell you the first thing, oh, don't want to put my seat too close to the fire. God, that was close. Oh, that was lucky. You've got to be really careful with these things. Didn't even notice I did it. So one thing I've noticed is as it got warmer in here, I started hearing the hissing again from the relief valve. And that's because the air in the inflatable tubes, which are huge. I mean, this thing, look at how solid this is. This is barely moving. Because the air in the tubes are heating up, it's expanding. So that release valve just releases the pressure so they won't blow up. That is a great idea. I love that. Honestly, I need to show you what this looks like from here. Out of my window up here. Just beautiful. Having all that light flooding in and then looking out there. I know they say this tent is only good down to 0. Well, we're going to push it tonight because it'll be -4. But I think with the rainfly on, I think you could take this down colder. I think it would be fine. I am tempted to put the rainfly on, but honestly, there's no rain forecast at all. So I just don't want the extra faff. It's also got a heat reflective material, so it also helps if it's really sunny. The only thing that was wrong was the toggle is missing on that door. That's it, period. Nothing else wrong with this tent so far. Everything else seems to be absolutely perfect. Just one toggle. Man, I love this tent. I really do. This could be, for car camping now, my absolute favorite tent. Now, could it hold up to Mars on the tops in stormy weather? Oh, I don't know. Canvas in storms. I don't know. But I don't think it was designed for that. I think it was designed to do this, what I'm doing now. But let me show you my view. Look at this. Look at my view. So I'm here with my fire, roasting. Absolutely lovely. Look at it out there. Now you can actually, I can see my breath, my steam from my breath. That's how cold it is. And then I've got up here the piece de resistance, my skylight. What a thing. There's my Starlink just there. If I wanted to, I could open the awning, have even more space. The awning on my truck. I could have a massive space out here if I wanted. My bedding, everything else set up. See, it's all closed behind me now. All zipped up. But what a tent. Got my lights hanging up already. Got one there and I've got one above me here. If you're in any other hot tent, honestly, I just don't see the point. This thing is superb. It's heavy, but superb. Let's have a look from outside. Let's see the setup. That's just picture perfect. Look at that. How lovely is that? Wow. Be great later when it's all lit up. See what I mean about the stove jack distance? Yeah, but that's okay. It's fine. It's working and it seems safe enough. It's not getting too hot. So if you had the rainfly, it goes over the whole of the top and it's a much thicker material. Obviously waterproof. It's not meant for deluge, I don't think, but it can handle a fair amount of rain with the rainfly on it. Yeah. And then you've got these overhangs, which are great again in the rain or the snow. And it's got a double layer skirt down here, so you can actually, I guess you're meant to peg both of these down to stop it flapping. Sort of like a snow skirt. And you can peg the front down as well. It's a pretty, pretty thing, I'll tell you that. It's a pretty tent. See, like that? Well, I think it's pretty anyway. Come on, look at it. This is a lovely looking thing with my fire in there. So we're gonna have a coffee. Oh, it's so hot walking in here. Right, we're gonna have the Cadbury's Moccona Mocha. Oh, lovely, just lovely. I'm so happy to be here. And just look at where I am. Look at this. I'm in the manuka trees here, where they make the manuka honey from. But look at this spot. See the snow up there? It's winter here in New Zealand, in case I hadn't explained that. Ah, here's the track. There's a big river over there, which we'll walk to later and go and check it out. The sky is so blue and beautiful and crisp, crisp winter. Lovely. And that's my aspect. I don't think it gets any better than that. Just stunning. Okay, everyone. Bring you back after my coffee and we'll go for a wander and sort some things out. It's cold out here. It's really cold out here, but it's so toasty in here. Now I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything, and I've got a bit of a treat. What time is it? Oh, it's 4 o'clock. It's a long time till dinner. I've got a pie, and I've got a pizza oven, and I'm thinking, heat the pie up. All you got to do is heat it up, but I could just heat it up on a frying pan. So I'm going to get the frying pan out, put something on top, and warm my pie up and have a beef mince pie. So I just need to get my pie out. Oh, temperature out here, big difference. So I've got pizza for dinner. And I've got some treats, I've got some steaks, some spare food, I've got beers, things like that. And I will have a beer. I will definitely have a beer with this. So this is a pepper steak and cheese pie. And all you have to do is heat it. It's already cooked, obviously. I've got bits and bobs, frying pans, stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll cook it in 2 frying pans and just put one on top of the other. So the way I'll do it is cook it in this one, like so. Crank the heat up a bit. Open that. Yes. Oh yeah. And then I'll put the pie in there and then put this on top. I figure this should be easy enough. I've got cutlery somewhere. Just make sure. Heat for 20 minutes or until cooked through. Yeah. Okay. I can already hear it sizzling. So what I'll do is put that one on top like that. We should be good to go. Now, as I say, I've got a pizza oven with me that will go on top of here and that I can cook the pie in. Right, I need to turn this down now because that's going to be way too hot. So I've got a pizza oven that I will cook my pizza on later, and it goes on the top here, and then it's like a stone thing that sits on top. I've used it before on an open fire. I think that would be great, but I can't be bothered to bring all that in just for doing a pie. That should be simple enough. But I do think the beauty of the fire is you can burn all your rubbish. I do think it's beer o'clock though, so let's get a beer. Alright, we've got a choice. Someone said my laugh was fake. Get over it, it's not fake. Right, I've either got a coffee-infused Havana Brun from Emerson's, which is 5%, a bitter, an ale, brown ale, or I've got a 4-point-something% Sprig and Fern from Nelson, best bitter. I think we'll go with this one, 4.3%. I've also got a whole case in here of Cassell's Hazy Pale Ale, but I feel like a bitter, and a bitter it shall be. Oh, I can smell my pie. Gosh, that's cooking quickly. Maybe we'll move it to the back here. We'll do it like that. That might work better. Right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming. Well, it's cold. That's okay. It's not bad. Sprig and Fern. It's alright. Best bitter. A little bit watery. The difference in here, honestly, now can you imagine with this closed up, even with just one door closed, the temperature difference in here is incredible. It's out there. Every time I go out, I'm getting cold. And jeans are not great, but filming with the door open and the temperature's going to plummet even more. I'm glad to have this. I forgot my fan. These things happen. So usually I would have a fan up here. It's nice and quiet and it would just circulate the air, but I forgot that. Right, I'll bring you back for pie time. I think it's time. All sorts of smells coming from this fire now. Let me just turn this right down. As I turn it down, you might see more smoke come out the top. That's normal. Yeah, I know, I've got a table and I'm still going to eat on my lap. Nothing has changed. Oh yes. Oh. What was this? A beef steak and cheese? Oh yeah. Oh man, oh, it's steaming. The cheese looks beautiful. Oh, this is going to be epic. I love pies. Bon appetit, everybody. Oh, the smell. Oh my gosh, it's a spectacular smell of minced beef and cheese and the pepper. Mmm. The pepper. Mmm. Mmm. Mm. Mm. What can I say? That was epic. I must be the happiest man alive right now. Beautiful spot, beautiful view, sun going down behind us, view on the mountains. It's just spectacular. I couldn't ask for a more perfect evening than this. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Right everyone, I'll bring you back, we'll go for a bit of a walk. Okay, now, oh, you might have noticed I changed my jeans to these insulated pants. They're just sort of like a fleecy thing, but warmer than jeans. Jeans are brutal. God, you step out here, it's so cold. So cold. I'm thinking of putting, do I need a beanie on? Let me just put my hat on before we do this walk. Oh, that pie. Oh look, it's all those people say, why don't you take a chainsaw with you? I've always got a chainsaw with me. Always. I think I'm the happiest person alive. Happiest man alive. That's for sure. Look at this. Come on. What's not to love about this? Right, we're going to go for a walk. So what I'm going to do is, I've turned the fire right down. You can see there's no flames. It's just smouldering and you can see the smoke coming out the top. I'm going to take my temporary pin out there. I'm going to close the door because we're going to go for a walk. Now, what's just occurred to me is I've got an inner and an outer door. I hope I haven't pegged this out while it was done up. Oh no, it's okay. Oh no, I have. Look at that. Yeah. You know, that's my cock up. I thought I might have done that. You're meant to keep doors closed when you peg stuff out. So I've got to loosen off this bit and this bit Has that done it? Oh, it still won't do up. Oh, I thought I screwed up there. I thought I might. Oh, there we go. That was it. Okay, let's close this up. See, now I can tighten it, but just not too much. I tightened it too much with the door open, and that was the problem. See, look at my little windows. So that's mosquito mesh. And then if I want to keep the heat in, I put the outer. So tonight I'll close this as well, probably. And then that will keep all the heat in. I can feel the heat coming out of there, but it will just stop anything else going in there. Right, now I happen to know, a little birdie told me something, that about 5 minutes over there, there is someone else camping. And some of you might know who it is. So what I think we should do is, because I haven't spoken to him yet, what I think we should do is take a couple of beers and just go and see how he's doing. Go and have a beer with him. He's a bit sensitive, you know. It's one of those sensitive guys. Modern, new age, young, sensitive. I'm just messing around. Okay. We'll have a beer with him. We haven't really been getting along that well. And I think by taking him a beer, a Cassell's Hazy Pale Ale, I'll take one for me and one for him. I'll leave the rest like this. There's no one around. No one to bother us. We'll walk over. We'll break the ice. What a camp. Look at this spot. Just look, I've got to do it again. Look at this. Oh, come on. There's snow up there. Look at this. No one around. Just me. I've got it all to myself. Except for this guy who's over here. Okay. I'll bring you back once I've walked over to where he is. Yeah, we'll break the ice. He's a sensitive soul. He's a little bit upset with me. We haven't been talking, so yeah, I'll bring you back. He wouldn't make much.
No!
He wouldn't make much of a soldier.
Jesus.
Now look,
Oh no.
I've bought you.
Oh my goodness.
So as I said, he's a little bit sensitive.
Hey, I'm
He's a little bit upset with me. We've had a fight. Haven't been getting on, so I've bought him a Cassell's Hazy,
I just opened one.
and he's just opened one. So look, that was meant to be. So sorry for scaring you there, Abel.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. You want to come into my dome?
It looks I really don't want to.
Hey,
It doesn't look as good as mine, does it? Oh,
It's getting cold.
yeah.
It's
So
quite nice.
Abel's got the Pomoli gear, all the Pomoli stuff. He's been here chopping firewood,
Heaps of wood.
heaps of wood. He's done a great job. I've done absolutely nothing except sit and have a meat pie. He looks all set up. He's going to be sleeping on the floor like an animal. I will be sleeping on my stretcher bed, but it's all good. He's done a great job. Well done. Right, I'll bring you all back later, probably for dinner or something, and then Abel and I will have a few beers and maybe talk to you more.
A few.
Many. All right. So yeah, I made Abel jump. We had a beer together, laugh. He's gonna pop by later after scar time, and we'll have a few more beers and get a bit drunk, have cigars, chill out. Yeah, we kind of organised it that would be close by, but it's not a collaboration. Just makes a change, that's all. So he's got his temperature gauge out. It's 0 now. Let me show you my camp. And you saw his little teeny tiny, frigging horrible, tiny wild camp Pomoli tent, which looked awful. Look at this. Still a little bit of sun left. And then when you compare that to my palace, that's hence why he's coming over to mine later. Because you can't fit in his. Let's see what the temperature says here. It says 1 degree on there. Ah, what a tent. What a tent. Okay, it's freezing. Let's get it cranked up, get the fire cranked up. Might have to put more wood in. I don't know what's left in here. Oh no, there's loads in there, I can see. Okay, so that's going to get the temperature up here really quickly. Woo! I think now actually I'm ready for my pizza. So I'm going to bring everything out, get it all ready, and then bring you back for pizza. Yeah. All right, I got my Baker Stone pizza oven. So this thing just goes on top of the fire. All right, I crank the fire up, yep. Get my pizza. I think we're going to have some wine with the pizza. And I got my pizza cutter and my paddles. Okay, so once this gets up to temperature, we're good to put the pizza on. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but I'll bring you back when it's ready for the pizza to go in. Oh, it's already getting hot in here, so I'll bring you back when it's ready. And there's the temperature gauge. So we just need to get that hot, which means I'm probably going to have to stoke the fire up a bit. There's not a lot of wood in there, and then we can get that nice and cranking. All right, time for the pizza to go in. I had to turn the pizza oven around. Okay, about 12, 13, 14 minutes in there like that with this turned down a bit. Pizza oven is hot. good to go. And I think it's time for a glass of Church Road New Zealand Grand Reserve Syrah 2021. Should be a nice bottle. Look at my setup. Isn't that amazing? I mean, who wouldn't love this? It's just amazing. Great success. Smells very nice. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming. Oh yeah, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Can't wait to have that with the pizza. Okay, now the pizza box, because we're definitely eating all of this pizza. None of it is getting left behind. Pizza box will be going into the fire. So you saw Abel's setup. He's in that dome thing, you can't stand up in it. You're on the ground. It's more like a wild camping hot tent. Not my thing at all. No interest in ever trying something like that. Just not my style. I prefer luxury. If I'm going to car camp, and he's car camping, I want all of this. And yeah, I want to look out. This window is just a game changer. This massive door is a game changer, but I'm assuming if I've got the rain fly on, if I've got the rain fly on, I'm not going to be able to use this window. It's not a waterproof zip. So that's something to bear in mind. Rain fly on, no window. But you would have the front door all glass as a window. So, I say glass, you know what I mean. Plastic. But I would have the front. I could do that now, but I'm filming and I don't want to. I want it open. It is freezing cold, but sitting right next to the fire is nice. So yeah, I guess there's pros and cons. I just love this tent. Honestly, this is quite possibly the greatest car tent I've ever used for camping, just because it's got the hot tent, so it's nice. It's set up specifically to do this. Got this massive panoramic view out the top here, and my view straight out is beautiful. Oh, just loving it. Loving it. Inflatable tents are awesome. It was so easy to set up, just like the Zempire tents. I've got to say I love Zempire as well, but they don't make a hot tent. If they did something like this as a hot tent, I would love it too. So Zempire, if you're listening, please make one of these just like this as a hot tent. But RBM right now, great job, really great job. Just need a different stove so it can fit it in the stove jack better, or at least make it so that this backing material is bigger, comes out further to say here. Then I'd feel more comfortable, more confident. Alright, well, I can smell the pizza is starting to cook. It won't take long, and I don't want to burn it, so I'm going to turn this right down. There's literally no air getting to it. It's tiny. Bring you back when it's ready. Pizza is ready. Oh, and it smells so good. Crispy base. Oh. Oh, look at it. Steaming away. Okay, now first things first is got to take this off. Put it outside. My pizza oven. Because it's sucking up all the heat that should be there. Wow, it's glowing red hot here. That's amazing, red hot. I think we can turn that down a bit. There we go. Oh yeah, wow. Red hot. Lovely. Now I did have chili, I have got chili sauce with me, but I don't know, man. Chili sauce is risky when you're camping, for obvious reasons. Wow, nice and crispy. Not burnt. Not burnt. No. No, perfect crust. Last time I used this, I burnt the hell out of my pizza. This looks perfect. All right. Well, bon appetit, everybody. Thanks again for coming. Wow. Hawaiian pizza. Yum. What an amazing setup. All right, everyone. I'll eat my pizza. Bring you back for cigar time. Welcome back, everybody. Cigar time. Let's get a couple of logs on here. Let's get it cooking. I keep getting a static shock every time I touch the door. Don't because of these trousers that I'm wearing, these pants. And what cigar? Oh, this is my Bruce and Bruno AB camping bag. What cigar are we going to have? I think we're going to go for Monte Cristo number 4. Oh yeah. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for all the Buy Me Coffee contributions, all the YouTube members. We have a lot of YouTube members now. Thank you so much. Those are the people that pay for a subscription on the YouTube. Thank you for all our YouTube subscribers themselves. Everyone who gives super thanks, and everybody who buys merch. Thank you so much. It means so much to us. It's been a weird, rough couple of years, as you all know. And if you're new to this channel, well, trust me, it has been weird. Very, you know, heartbreaking. We lost Bruno, as most people know, recently, and we lost Bruce last year. Just getting over it now. Yeah, but it's been tough. So thanks again for everyone that's been so loyal to the channel. It means so much to us. Thank you for everyone who's signed up to the mailing list on abcampingandoutdoors.com. Thank you to everyone who follows us on Instagram, follows us on Instagram and Facebook, and is on the Facebook fan group. There are only 2 pages. There's my official page, my AB Camping Facebook page, and there's the AB Camping official fan group, fan page. Both have thousands of subscribers, so you can tell if it's legit or not. But we had a big victory. We got rid of the fake one, so that was great. Wow, lovely. Lovely. Cheers, everybody. So again, thank you so much to everyone. Let's gosh, the static is weird. Right, let's crank this baby. It's going to suddenly, you'll see it suddenly take off. Big flames. Then I'll have to turn it down again. So, cigar time. Well, wow, have we got a cigar time. And it's a tough one because it's politics. And if you don't want to hear it, turn off. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm not a politician. You don't vote for me. You don't pay for this video. So it shouldn't upset you, anything I say. These are just my opinions. That's it. It means nothing. It doesn't change your life at all. It has no impact on you. Nobody needs to get upset. These are just, I always try and state facts. That's all I do. Facts. I've got no skin in the game. So first up, somebody tried to assassinate Trump at one of his rallies. Now, I happened to be watching, just out of pure coincidence. I was in the gym, on the treadmill, had it on, it came up. So I was like, okay, I'll watch. And you know what, it was funny. He's a funny guy. What can you say? He's a funny guy. And it was on, and was watching for a couple of minutes as well. And then she went out of the room. Oh, there you go, there are the flames. Then about 2 minutes after she went out of the room, I'm watching, and I heard pop, 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 pop. Now, to me, to the trained ear, it was gunshot. Absolutely, instantly I knew, and he ducked down. Gotta say, I was shocked. I screamed out for Anna. I was just mortified. I was like, what is going on? What is this? Who's done this? What idiot would do this to anybody. To somebody's father, to somebody's son, to someone's grandfather. It doesn't matter. This is not the way you cure anything. It just isn't. It's not right. There are people who really, I mean, insane conspiracy theories out there saying this was all staged, a setup. I even saw someone in California saying they threw the blood in his face. To those people, I can only say, your hatred of someone is so strong that you've disconnected reality. That's all I can say. I don't see it. How can you hate someone so much? How is it possible to hate someone so much that you've probably never met in your life, never had dinner with, never been for a beer with? How is this even possible? Has never personally done anything to you directly or your family directly. How is it possible to hate someone so much? Well, I'll tell you. Mainstream media does this. Social media and mainstream media. They are causing so many problems all over the world and they're loving it. And we're the suckers that are stuck with what they drip feed us. Think about it. Without them, we wouldn't have any of this hatred. We wouldn't have any of these issues. We wouldn't know anything. Ignorance is bliss. But because of them, and we decide to choose a side most of the time, we get that one thing pushed. It's crazy. What a crazy world. Anyway, the guy missed. Well, he just nicked his ear and... Now, this was a week ago from this video. Now, this video is not coming out for another couple of weeks. 2.5, 3 weeks. So cut me some slack here. I don't know what's happening out there now when you watch this. Who knows? But this is what I'll tell you. It was a total and utter disaster with the Secret Service. That was the worst fiasco I think I've ever seen in personal protection. I thought what he did afterwards, standing defiant, was strong. The fist pumps of fight. I don't know that would be my first reaction. I'd want to see if anyone else was hurt in the crowd first. So I'm not really for that. I don't agree with that. Because obviously someone was hurt and someone was killed. So I didn't agree with that. But that shows the narcissistic side of him. But overall, I thought the whole thing was horrendous. Horrific. What a horrible thing to happen. And I'll tell you this now. We got to get on top of this social media and mainstream media. Because there used to be a time when you switched on the news and it was news. Actual news, real news. Not just politics. But you switch on any of these channels now. CNN, Fox, MSNBC, anything, BBC. It's just politics. It's awful, and it needs to stop. So now, 2 days ago, 2 days ago or yesterday? Yesterday. After the abysmal debate performance, which I said and I predicted, Biden has decided not to run for the 2024 election. 2024. Not a surprise. Not a surprise to anybody. What did surprise me is that everyone has come out and has endorsed Kamala Harris. Wow. Did they not learn from the first time? An open convention is now required so you can make an informed decision as to who runs. I'm sorry, the corrupt elite just bought the 2024 Democratic nominee and election process, and they own it. And I'm shocked. I thought this would be a great opportunity to field some candidates, but it turns out nobody wants to go up against a Trump that's only going to have, if at most, one term. No one wants to do it. They'd rather wait 4 years. So what you're stuck with is Kamala Harris. And no matter what your opinion of her is, personal opinion, it does not matter. facts are all that matters, and she's been a disaster in all of her jobs. So, and my metric, my base mark for that is just knowing what someone who is good at their job is like. And I know this because I was trained in American investment banks. And she's not good at her job. In fact, she's diabolical at her job. No one in their right mind would hire her. Her, him, whoever. It doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. Makes no difference. Just not good at her job. Anyway, they haven't learned. It's a disaster. Careful what you wish for. Really, be careful what you wish for. I think you'll find that Putin and China and everybody else, Mexico, they're begging, praying for Kamala to win the election. Praying, because it will be easy peasy life for them. Easy. They own the Democratic Party. What, are you kidding me? Oh, and as someone who's lived in Asia pretty much all of his adult life, me, I've lived in Asia my whole adult life. I've been in China, I've lived there. I can assure you, they want the weakest candidate to win. They want the weakest party to win that's going to help them the most. They don't want a strong American leader. They can't stand that. So they're all going to be loving this if Kamala becomes president. Anyway, whatever. Nightmare, to be honest. Whole thing is a nightmare. I can't stand it. The whole thing I can't stand. So, yep, she's endorsed. That's it. Or she will be. I'm assuming. Hey, look, anything could happen after this video. So, but right now, as of now, she is basically the presumptive nominee. I'm predicting Biden will actually resign from being president before his term is up. Because he's incapable. He's unfit. Let's be honest. Come on, what are we kidding? He can barely talk and walk. There's no way. Which means Kamala Harris will be the 47th president of the United States. I'm willing to put money on the fact that within a few weeks of this video, she is then the president. I just am. But hey, who knows? No, it's crazy out there right now. So let's wait and see. And then we'll see what the debates between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are like. We'll see who does the best job, who convinces the most, and what effect it's going to have on the world. Well, let's move on because I'm sick of talking about it because the whole thing is awful and they've made politics so hideously ugly. You know what? I've been watching old Reagan clips. Oh man, I miss those days. Reagan was superb. Really was. He was a gentleman, he was a nice guy, he was a lightning quick wit and humour. And he made the world peaceful and he worked well with other world leaders. It was... Oh, I miss those times. Anyway, what else is happening? Formula One, Lewis Hamilton has finally won a Grand Prix. He hasn't won one since, what, 2021? When they robbed him of the World Championship. And everybody knows that he was robbed. Everybody. Even the FIA have acknowledged, oh, they got it wrong. But they just never gave it to him. The whole thing is a scam. That whole season, Max Verstappen's first World Championship is a scam. It shouldn't have happened. There will always be an asterisk next to that. So Lewis won at home, at Silverstone, to achieve having the most wins at a single Grand Prix. He just keeps breaking records. And then yesterday, he came third in Hungary, the first person to reach 200 podiums. He's still going strong. And next year he's going to be at Ferrari, so who knows what's going to happen. But you've got to look at greatness sometimes. Just go, wow. You know what? I'm witnessing this greatness. And this is a joy to behold. Oh, this fire is just cranking off some heat. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely. So yeah, Formula One. Suddenly it's exciting again. Lando Norris is up there in contention with Max Verstappen. Max is having a bit of a nightmare, crashing into everybody. Suddenly Formula One has become exciting. Who knew? Okay, TV. Two things. One thing that's coming up is a Formula One movie with Brad Pitt, by Brad Pitt, with Lewis Hamilton, the producer. It looks awful already. I'm sorry. Brad Pitt's a Formula One driver in this. He's 60 years old. He's meant to be a Formula One driver. This is going to be rubbish. I guarantee you, for any Formula One fan out there who's a true die-hard Formula One fan, this is going to be an awful film. So yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. Presumed Innocent. I know I've mentioned it before. It's on Apple TV. Superb show. The finale is coming up next week. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good one. Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor. This is going to be good. I can't wait to see it. Very excited. I've been watching a lot of stuff on TV. There's a lot of shows, a lot of things. But everything has just been overtaken and consumed by politics right now. And I think it's important to deliberately go out and find stuff that's nothing to do with that. And thank God for YouTube, because you can find that other stuff. You can find the camping videos. You can find the sports. You can find all sorts of things. You've got to turn that stuff off occasionally and just enjoy everything else that's out there. Because honestly, the world is not as bad as they make it out to be. Now, the plan. Tomorrow morning, I'm out early. Got to pack up early. I've got a dentist appointment that I have to make because they're putting a new tooth in. Had an implant made because I cracked my tooth. So we will be packing up early. Whether we have breakfast or not, I don't know. I don't usually eat breakfast, so maybe it'll just be coffees and then pack down. And tonight, I'm in two minds whether to have the fire going. I might bang it up, get it really loaded up, and then turn it right down because it'll all be zipped in, so it'll get really hot quickly. Go to sleep like that, and then just let it go out, and then hunker down. My sleeping bag can take these temperatures, no problem. I've had these I've been in this in brutal conditions before. Never had an issue. So we'll wait and see. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on this. I'm done. I'll see you at bedtime. I think Abel is coming over shortly with a bunch of beers. We're going to sit, look at YouTube videos, have a laugh. Maybe I'll get him to have a cigar. He might throw up. I don't think he's ever had a cigar in his life. We might film it, might not. Who knows? I doubt it. It might be some cameo stuff. But otherwise, I'll see you at bedtime. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry we talked politics, but come on, what is the biggest story in the world right now? Cheers, everybody. Bring you back at bedtime. Okay, let's go outside. Oh. Whew. I just went and checked out Abel's campsite, and we looked on his big thermometer. It was -4. So there's a nice layer of ice on everything right now. Everything is frosty. Truck is frosty. Should be a good frost in the morning. Yeah, I've got my camera in the truck, all my electrical gear. Keeping it in there. Just so it doesn't freeze over. I'll bring it into the tent later. Well, now, because we're going to film bedtime now. It's late. Had quite a lot of beers, quite a lot of wine and whiskey, but we're done. Oh. It's a beautiful evening. Stars, a full moon up there. Look at that. Nice and bright. Oh, you probably can't see the stars, but the Milky Way is right above us. This tent is epic. Everything about it is great. Loved it. We were very warm in there. Had a good chat. Talked a load of rubbish. Look at that in there. See, but you can't see my bed is right down there. Ah, so warm. So perfect. What a brilliant tent. I could probably lower that to keep more warmth in, but what's the point? This plastic is fine. All right, everyone. It's cold. I've got to take my stuff in and then bring you back for bedtime. Oh, floor's cold. Oh, God. I've turned the fire right off. I'm gonna let that go out. Don't need it. I don't need it to stay warm in here. Especially not when I'm in a absolutely lovely 0 degree bag, 0 Fahrenheit bag. I'm going to be so warm in this thing, it's going to be lovely. So, good evening. Love this tent, absolutely love this tent. This thing, a beast. Had a good laugh chatting with Abel, talked a load of rubbish. I love the fact that I could bring a lighter duvet, a lighter quilt in here, sleeping bag, and just have the fire going all night. Just stoke it or load it a couple of times through the night. But I don't like sleeping in the heat. I like sleeping in the cold. I can't stand sleeping in the heat. So here's the plan. In the morning, get up early, get the fire going, get it cranking, then heat the water for a kettle. Yeah, the only downside with doing that is then I've got to let the stove cool down before I can pack everything up. But I figure if I get up really early, 6-ish, while it's still dark, by the time I need to pack the tent down, I need to pack the tent out and leave by 9. By the time I do all that, it should have cooled down. I'll just do one run, heat the water, and that's it. Otherwise, I could use the kettle in the truck. But it would be nice to sit in here with some heat, because it's going to be cold in the morning. So it would be nice to heat it up. Anyway, we'll work that out in the morning, but I've got a feeling I will light the stove in the morning. This is, by far, the best car camp tent I've ever used. Ever. And I've tried a lot of car camp tents. It's heavy, 30 kilos. Takes up a lot of space to keep it in the truck. But it's so quick to set up because it's inflatable. No poles, just these massive beams. And you one point to pump it up. And that's it. I've added this window so I don't need to do that again. I've got window I can add to the front if I want to. And you just add the rain fly if it's going to be raining. Yeah, awesome. Awesome tent. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Abel was in here and he said it, hands down, it's the best tent he's ever seen in his life. So this is a fantastic tent. Very lucky. Thank you, RBM. It's beautiful. Honestly, I'd say this is worth, whatever it is, it's worth every dollar. Alright everyone, unless something major happens in the middle of the night, which it won't, because it's a calm, still, freezing cold night out there. Unless something happens, I'll bring you back in the morning. And we'll get coffee on, to get the fire lit, get coffee on as quickly as possible. Alright everyone, bring you back in the morning. Oh, morning everyone. Wow, it's cold in here. Not warm in my bag, but it is freezing in here. I let the fire go out immediately. So I'm going to get that cranking. It's not quite light outside yet. So I've got work to do. Got to get my coffee on. Slept. I was very comfortable in the bag. Got my down booties on. Hat. Comfy. All good. Alright everyone. Bring you back for lighting the fire. Oh, okay. Let's get this party started. Oh, this floor is so cold. It really is freezing in here. Woo. Oh, this is good. Nice to get some heat in here. Let's not mess around. Let's crank it. It's so cold, the gas doesn't come out properly. And the smoke is coming out the chimney because of the cold air in the chimney. But that won't last long. I'm not going to bother putting a big piece on, just kindling. That'll be enough to get it hot in here. I don't want hot ashes to have to then deal with when I pack down. I want it all burnt out, whole fire burnt out to nice small ash. So if I just leave this cranking on full blast, that'll do it. As I say, it doesn't take long. Okay, close that. It should take off like a rocket ship. See the moisture burning out from in there now. Woo! Honestly, it'll take, from lighting that now to it being absolutely boiling in here, I would say it'll take 3-4 minutes. Oh, it's cold. We've got to go outside and check the thermometer. But we've got to get the kettle on. That's crucial. Oh, my knees are cold. Even just kneeling on the floor, it's freezing. I feel a little bit worse for wear. Probably had one or too many drinks with Abel last night. I'm sure he's not feeling brilliant either. Oh, got some ice in the kettle. The stuff that was already in the kettle, the tiny bit that was in the kettle was ice. So it's obviously 0 in here. Alright, let's go and check the temperature outside. Check the temperature. And in case you're wondering, I know I get this every time. Carbon monoxide alarm. Don't need one because I've got the vents open. Full venting. So to everyone who's worried, no, I don't need one. Alright. I've got a feeling it's going to be cold out there. Frosty. Oh, ooh, I thought it was cold in the tent. That's a whole different world out here. Now my thermometer is off by about 3 degrees. It was last night as well. Yeah, mine says it's 0. And Abel, who's got this massive thermometer, it was -4. Oh, that's the moon. I don't know if you can make it out up there. Smoke chugging away. See how frosted up everything is.
The truck's not bad at all. So it's not a thick frost yet, but it might be later. Oh, the windscreen is frozen. Let's get back inside. It'll be instantly warm in here. And this will also help dry the tent off because the tent is frosty as well. Yeah, you see here. It's got some ice on it. Oh, let's get in. Oh, it's oh, what a difference. It's so warm in here. These First Light merino fingerless, God, I could hardly talk. First Light fingerless merino gloves. They make a massive difference. Keeps your wrists warm, which is very important. But just huge difference. Right, let's sort coffee. Oh, right, what I might do, everything on the ground level here is absolutely freezing. Because I forgot my fan, I can't circulate this lovely heat. Yeah. Right, I might mix a strong cappuccino with a mocha just to get a blast on. Indulge. These are Moccona coffees, which actually are nicer than the Avalanche coffees. Avalanche is, it's okay, but the Moccona is better. So, sit rep on the tent. Let me just turn you around a bit. Yeah. Sit rep on the tent. It's incredible. It's an amazing piece of kit. I think the only thing, two things I think I've found are the stove that they sell, or the one that they sent me, this one, the Camus M, which is the big one, it's their big one, it doesn't fit in here. That's a bit of a flaw. Unless they supply a special stove jack to use this in here, it just doesn't fit. So maybe they do. I haven't checked the website. I'll have to ask them. So also, I think this is overkill, this stove. This is so huge. And for the conditions I camp in, I just don't think it's necessary. I mean, it's boiling hot in here now already. I think a smaller one that uses less wood would be better in here. And then the other thing was that toggle. That was it. Just a toggle. One toggle. Out of, I don't know how many toggles there are on this thing. There's a lot, and only one was missing. It's a quality control thing, and I'm sure they'll get on top of it. I hope they do, because I love this tent. Absolutely love it. It's so cold outside right now, I don't want the doors open, but I can see the sun coming up through the window here. Eventually I will. I can see top of my truck, I can see the top of the mountains. I don't feel hemmed in, I don't feel claustrophobic. If I really wanted to, I could open that all up. I've got so many options for windows and doors. I can open this one up and have a look out. In fact, that would actually be... that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because it's got bug mesh there already. Oh yeah, look at that. It lets cold air in, but it's right next to the fire anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, so now I can see out, you see? What a difference. So many options. And I think if it was raining and I had the rain fly on, I'd still be able to see out, not a problem. So, hands down, for what it does, and the size and the ease of setup, this is the best tent there is for car camping. I love air tents, I really do. The air tents I've got from Zempire are superb. I think they also do a canvas one. But they look like modern tents. They're not what you would call attractive things. They're fantastic camping tents. They really are. And they're very, very capable in so many conditions. But this looks like a traditional bunker sort of hut cabin. So it's attractive from the outside, it's an attractive colour, and it's a lovely space to be in here. This is a lovely space. It feels traditional. I'm enjoying being in this space. So what I need to do is open up that window now, that door, because it is now cooking in here. So I can sit and enjoy my coffee. Well, I've had my coffees. Sun is coming up. It's not hit here yet. I went to check out on Abel's thermometer. It said -5, I think it was. Pretty cold. My thermometer doesn't seem to work very well. So the plan is now I've got to let the fire go out. I've got to let it burn out all those coals. It's coming to the point now where I've got to start thinking about packing up because I need to head out of here within an hour. But I've just been chilling, and I sent the drone up, so I hope you had a look at some of the footage of the mountains and the stream and the rivers, and just the sun coming up in the distance. It's just so beautiful to look at this spot from the air. Then you get a real grasp of where I am and what's around me. I could spend a lot of time here showing you, but I have shown before in other videos the river and the stream and these mountains, so you can always go back and look at those. But I just thought you'd like to see that on the drone, what it looks like this morning. And it's all crispy and frozen, so it's very nice. You can imagine what it looks like when it's been snowing. So we've got to come back here in the snow, do the same sort of thing, because I think it would be spectacular. All right, everybody, I'm gonna let this burn out as much as possible and then dismantle it, and then bring you back for packing down the tent, because I need to soak all of this I need to dig a hole to put the coals in, soak all of that. So yeah, bring you back when we're ready to pack down. Right, I've emptied the tent. Everything's out. The sun's up, warming everything up. The fire is out. It's all cooled off. Or cooling off. I've just got to pack that up as well. So let's prep this for packing down. Got to undo all the toggles. I'm going to leave these doors here open. I've got the top vents open. Alright, so we need to just pop this down. It's not going to be enough time for it to dry out completely in the sun. Somebody should time this to see how long it takes to pack down. Okay, I think we're ready. Got to take all the pegs out. Oh, there's a breeze picking up and it's cold. Oh, it's chilly. Okay, only thing left to do now is let the air out. Here we go, moment of truth. It's so easy. It's so nice not having to deal with frozen poles. Wow, the air leaves it really quickly. That was pretty easy. Okay, so the valve's at that end, so I think what I should do is wrap it once over and then, yeah, once like that. You see, unless I play the video back, I can't see what I did. I can't see how it was packed, so I'm just gonna have to guess.
And then this is only going to be temporary. I might not even put it back in the bag because I've got to get it back to the lockup, dry it up. Probably meant to crawl along it. I'll do that properly when I'm at the lockup. Wow, I just can't believe how easy that was. Amazing. That might be the easiest pack down I've ever had. For the size of the tent, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the beauty of it being inflatable is when I get it back to the lockup, I just have to pop it up, don't have to take it out. Just set it up in the tent. Okay, let's get this in the back of the truck. Whew. All right, just the stove to pack away now. That's it. Let's get the stove away. God, I tell you what, this wind is brutal. As I said, it does come with a bag. There's sort of a heat resistant bag, but I prefer the box. And that, as they say, is that. Look at that. And I'm leaving with plenty of time to spare for my dentist appointment. Right, whew, it's back in the truck. RBM, thank you. All right, everybody. I've got to stow my Starlink and then let's go. I'll bring you back on the road. Okay, let's get out of here. Haha. Right. Whoa, whoops. Okay, and I've brought in my thermometer, in case anyone's wondering. All right, let's get going. Well, I've got to give Abel a honk of the horn just to say goodbye. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. It's down there somewhere. Right, okay everybody. Thanks so much for coming on this one. Oh, that's bumpy road. It's been great. I've had a really good time. I loved that. It was good that Abel was there. We had some drinks. We're a little bit worse for wear. Oh, I'm going to be driving straight into the sunlight here. But yeah, it's been fantastic. Really, really loved this camp. Thank you so much for coming along, everybody. Once again, thank you to everyone who's bought merch. Thank you so much. I will be dropping some new merch soon. Thanks to everyone who's YouTube members, all of our Buy Me a Coffee members, and people who bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com. Thank you so much. Thank you to all our Patreon members as well, and to all our super thanks. As usual, if you want to leave a comment about this video, please go to either the community post on YouTube or to my Facebook page or the official Facebook fan group, where you can interact with other viewers as well and talk about this video. And I'm sure there'll be a post about it there. Oh, big water. What was that? I haven't got my front facing camera this time. I'd have shown you that, eyes. I just had to go through a stream. Yep, so thanks for that, everybody. Thanks for coming. Please go to www.abcampingandoutdoors.com and sign up it's free for the subscription list. Then you'll get notified whenever a new video comes out. I think I've pretty much covered everything. I loved this camp. I loved that tent. I will be using that tent again. It's made me reconsider hot tenting. As I said in that last video that I did in the hot tent on Mars, it wasn't for me. Well, with this type of tent, that's definitely for me. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I want to try that in different conditions. I want to try it in rain, I want to try it in snow, see what happens, see if the canvas holds, see if it is waterproof, and just have another relaxing, great time. I don't think I'd want to use it in strong gale force winds at all. But it's not designed for that, so there you go. I'll put a link to the tent and the stove in the description if you're interested, but also it's on my Amazon page, which is also linked in the description. All right, everyone, stick around to the end to see the puppies. As usual, I'll film a little bit of when I get home so you can see what they're like, see how big they've gotten. All right, everyone, thanks again. Catch you next time on AB Camping with Tony. Bye, everybody. Hello, my puppies. Hello. Hello. Oh. Oh. Hello, my puppies. Hello. Hello, Bernie. Hello, Polly. Oh, peepees. Everybody's peeing. Everybody's peeing. I'm getting peed on. Bernie. Bernie. Calm down. You're peeing everywhere. Hello, Polly. Hello, Bernie. Oh. All right. Puppy madness. Oh. 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 Bernie. Hello, Polly. Do you need to go pee-pee? All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Oh. Help. Help. All right, Polly. It's okay. All right, everyone. See you next time on AB Camping. It's all right, Bernie. Polly. All right. See you next time, everyone. Bye. Hey, Polly.